Tennessee Titans fans, we're back today with the Strong Opinion Sports channel. Never heard of them before, but they have 154,000 subs, so they've got a following. And this is them giving their predictions for all 32 teams. We've skipped ahead to the Titans. Not sure what to expect. Someone requested me check out this one, so that's what I'm doing today. Let's see. I don't expect much because I never do.
All right.
Tennessee. I have the Texans going 4-13. Oh, Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee Titans.
Off to a great start. We're off to a great start. He has the Titans, not the Texans, going 4-13.
4-13. Their wins: New England, Washington, Jacksonville, and actually a game at Indy. I've got them winning. Not a lot. It takes a while. They don't win till week 9 against the Patriots. They start 0-8.
Okay.
Yeah. Dude, their schedule is actually brutal early on. Chicago, Jets, Packers.
Quit throwing Chicago in there like they're a bona fide
they're going to annihilate Tennessee
team.
week 1. Am I wrong? I mean, look, dude.
All right. They're going to annihilate Tennessee. Let's hear why.
They're way better than Tennessee. Can we at least acknowledge that?
They are.
Titans start Chicago, Jets.
I mean, come on. The corpse of Keenan Allen being drug out there. A quarterback who's never played a snap. A wide receiver who's never played a snap. And DJ Moore who's good. Way better than Tennessee. I mean, just come on. Give me a break.
Packers, Dolphins, Colts, Bills, Detroit. That's a really awful way to start a year with a new coach. I feel bad for Brian Callahan, honestly, the new head coach of the Titans. They were 6-11 last year. You got a rookie left tackle, J.C. Latham. I think they're better. You look at the receiving core, Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins, Tyler Boyd. It's an improvement. I don't know if their run game is going to improve. I think the defense is solid. It's really just all going to hinge on Will Levis. It's the whole entire year is about him developing. And, they're rebuilding as a franchise. It literally all comes down to him, and I don't.
It's amazing to me that, I feel like I'm screaming. I feel like I'm screaming into the void, I feel like I'm repeating myself. To just make a blanket statement like, oh, they're way better than the Titans. The Titans are going to start 0-8. Here's how they're better. Here's all the ways that they're better. But I don't know if the run game's going to be better. Well, it's a shame they didn't keep the guy that got a whopping 46 yards for Baltimore last night. Maybe that would have helped.
I think he's going to do it early on. I think it's going to take a while, if at all. 4-13 feels really comfortable to me. What do you say?
I had 2-15, so you're a little bit kinder than I am. You're right. That first win does come in New England. I think maybe they catch Minnesota lacking.
So Minnesota had to win a game somewhere too,
you know what I'm saying? But I don't see wins anywhere else. And if I were to give them a win, maybe it's the Chargers or maybe it's the Colts. Two teams that are working through some things. Colts with a new quarterback, and not new quarterback, but a developing quarterback in Anthony Richardson, and the Chargers having a complete overhaul. It does all depend on Will Levis. To me, again, the biggest thing for a quarterback is accuracy, and he was not accurate in college. He's not accurate and didn't display accuracy in the NFL. And unless that changes, yes, Ridley can be open. Yes, D-Hop can be open. Yes, Tyler Boyd can be open. But can you get the ball to him? And that's going to be the big question. And then can they catch it? Calvin Ridley had an issue with drops last year. He was dropping the football left and right, free touchdowns. Tyler Boyd and D-Hop are definitely sure-handed, but neither of those guys to me scream separation. So now that separation's smaller. The window is smaller to throw to already in the NFL, and you're going to ask Will Levis to try and put it in there. And, for his sake, I hope that there's the development.
He can put it in there.
I don't think he got a fair look last year again because the team wasn't great. We knew Vrabel was out the door. So hopefully we see something, but
did we know Vrabel was out the door? Everybody else is acting like it was the biggest surprise they'd ever seen in their life.
The rest of the team's just not very good.
Defensively. Yes, okay.
Or offensively, in my opinion, and so that's why I don't see a lot of wins.
So Jeffrey Simmons means nothing. Drafting T'Vondre Sweat means nothing. Harold Landry means nothing. Trading for L'Jarius Sneed means nothing. You can do whatever you want. You can make whatever moves you want. At the end of the day, and these seem like good guys. I'm sure these are good dudes. Like I'm sure I could sit down and have dinner with these guys and have a nice conversation. But like I guess if I were going to try to be nice, I would say, okay, the quarterback position is obviously the most important position in football. It's that way for the Titans. It's that way for everybody. And if you don't believe in Will Levis, if you don't believe Will Levis is the guy, if you don't believe Will Levis is accurate, which I guess he's basing, obviously his accuracy. I don't care about Kentucky. I don't care about college. The NFL's a totally different beast. If he's basing his accuracy off of the 8 games that we saw of Will last year, fair, but I think it would also be fair to acknowledge that he didn't exactly have anything on the outside that was really going out of its way to help him at the wide receiver position, and he was playing behind one of the worst offensive lines ever. I think that's at least worth... and he was also playing in an offense that, let's just be honest, Vrabel's not exactly a QB developer. So, and there's a lot of new faces, Brian Callahan obviously being the most important one for Will Levis. So I think that's important to mention as well. But if you don't believe in Will Levis, if you don't believe in him at all, for whether it's accuracy or you just don't like mayonnaise or, you don't like his haircut or you just... don't like the way he blinks or whatever the case is, then I guess it would stand to reason that it does not matter what other moves Tennessee makes. You have already made up your mind that if I don't believe in the quarterback, it doesn't matter what else you do. And fine. But I will just say to these two, like I have for everybody else, if the Titans are good this year, if Will Levis turns out to be good, all I can say to these guys and everybody else that I've watched on this series is welcome to football hell. And I will be your host because I am going to go back to every clip if I have to. And listen, if he sucks and if they suck, I'll have to eat my words, but somebody's going to be eating their words at the end of the day. I guarantee you that.
I want to frame it this way. The defense is okay. Good, not great, like kind of average, mediocre, but like 15th, 16th in the NFL, something like that, middle of the pack. So they're not terrible. Let's be very clear about that. And then I think I want to really give credit to Tennessee. Like they did really I think the best they could have possibly done to support their young quarterback. Brought an offensive coach, Brian Callahan, who worked really well with Jake Browning last year at Cincinnati. Like they did well with Jake Browning as a backup quarterback in Cincinnati.
Accurate AF.
Yeah, but I think what's missing here is the talent. Like Will Levis is, say what you want, like really talented. He can run, he can throw, he runs people over. He's physical. He's got a cannon for an arm. What does that matter? I don't know. But my point is, he's talented, and if you can mold him with good coaching, like that dog will hunt. They also look, it's not a great situation, but they brought in a left tackle, J.C. Latham, so they drafted to support him. They brought in Calvin Ridley, Tyler Boyd, DeAndre Hopkins. I guess DeAndre Hopkins, I think, was already there. But my point is, they're supporting him as best they possibly could, given the situation they were in. Like, I don't think they could have done much more to try to give him a healthy environment. Like, you look at what C.J. Stroud had last year in Carolina, it's not even close to how much better Will Levis has. What I'm trying to say is this. They did what they could, and it's certainly a serviceable opportunity. So it's a fair shot. Meaning, if Will Levis is bad this year, no one can say they didn't support him. No one can say the wrong coach, no good receiver, no left tackle. Like, no, they drafted to support him. They put receivers around him. They got an offensive head coach. Like, they really tried. And if they move on from him, it's because he had an opportunity and didn't make the most of it.
Bingo. That's a good point. I knew if I watched long enough, they would say something I agreed with. That's a good point. people all offseason said, why are the Titans making these moves? Why are they signing all these guys? Why are they making these trades? Why are they doing all this stuff? Because at the end of the day, if Will Levis comes out this year and he ain't it, if he comes out this year and whether it's accuracy, turnovers, health, whatever the case may be, if he ain't it, and when it's all said and done, you need to be able to say, we gave him the best shot we could. It didn't work. So now we're going to go get somebody else through the draft, free agency trade, whatever.
But it's a really good opportunity to evaluate Will Levis, which I love. It really is. Yeah. And I think he actually has some talent. The question is, can he hone that talent and be coachable? But it's interesting, like a fun case study almost on when you support a young quarterback and give him a good situation, how does they respond? We'll see.
Yep. If they can't beat Minnesota week 11 and he's still the starter, then forget about it.
Yeah. Who's our backup? I'm trying to remember.
Mason
the backup quarterback in Tennessee.
Mason Rudolph. Woof.
Gosh, man.
Woof.
Helped get Pittsburgh to the playoffs last year, but woof. Dude on the left probably had more fair points than dude on the right. I think dude on the left's main holdup, other than Will Levis, was the schedule, which I'll admit, for it to be a last place schedule from last year, it is tough. I do think there are teams on that schedule that are not that people are banking on being good that I'm not personally. I still am skeptical about the Jets. I'm skeptical about the Colts. I'm skeptical about the Chargers. I'm a little skeptical about the Bills. I still think they'll be good, but I think they'll regress. At the end of the day, after all the talking's done, Will Levis is going to have to shut these people up. It's time, They're the ones who think you ain't nothing but a dude who eats mayonnaise and puts mayonnaise in his coffee. They're the ones that want to gush all over Anthony Richardson and Caleb Williams and all these other guys. They're the ones who have disregarded you and cast you to the side like a piece of garbage. So, at the end of the day, they're right. It comes down to him. And I ain't got a problem admitting that. It's time for him to shut these people up. He's going to have his chance. Boyd, Hopkins, Ridley, Spears, Pollard, you got enough. You got enough around you. Bill Callahan coaching up that young offensive line. It should all be better. Everything around you should be better. So, take their words and put it in their mouth and make them eat it. Make them eat them. You're the only one that could do it. You're the only one that can do it. They're going to tune in on Sunday ready to watch Caleb Williams be a superstar. They're going to tune in Christmas morning. They're going to tune in Sunday morning expecting it to be Christmas morning. They're going to tune into the game Sunday expecting it to be Christmas. Will Levis, it's up to you to be the Grinch.